On Thursday, miners go on strike, so this is when I wanted to do the event analysis for this week's event. And this is when we figured out that you get 2660 red crystals in total, and on top of that you can expect to get another 20 by getting the 1 diamond item. That's easy. And you can expect to get 5 wishes by completing these 5 missions. There you go. And you can use these 5 wishes. Let me redo the order. I don't know why we have to wait for the 5 seconds, but either way. Old design. Submit 5 of these, and you get 50 red crystals. And you can get 1 prayer, through which you get 20, 100, 30. So this is actually 150 more. Not 50, but 150. I thought it was just 50 for the extra prayer. So this implies that my calculations were actually wrong. And my original calculations were that you get 2900 red crystals by the end of Friday, but in reality you get 3100. I won't edit it anymore, but it's 3100 to 7600. So the total amount is 3100 instead of 2900, and or 7600 instead of 7400. If you purchase all 10,500 diamonds worth of red crystal. And I'm asking for suggestions to get for these amounts, both cases, and then we will do the analysis. Everything is in the model already. 3,100 to 7,600. The free budget. It's saying Battle Scar optional pack, highest utility, red holy emblem, divination voucher, new divine herald chest, and leftover 100. Okay. Not sure if you know, dear model, that there is a chance to get more than one from, for example, the red holy emblem pack. Not as if it mattered that much, red holy emblem selection. But either way, because for example, if we got 2 divination vouchers, please redo the last exercise by factoring in the available count on the screenshots I gave you. There are more than 1 items available from some items, from some purchasables. There you go. And then let's see, free budget. This time, come on, you can, the quantity has to be an integer either way. You know, because you cannot purchase 0.6, it thought it can. Anyway. It's starting to hallucinate, doesn't matter, I will just take its suggestions, its original suggestions for now. The second suggestion is this one, have an icebreaker pack, battle scar optional, red holy emblem selection, divination voucher, divine herald token A, which is the worst one, so this is a bad suggestion as well, because I would not recommend A. In that case you would get the 3. So full of hallucination, you cannot use this model yet to take decisions, but I will explain the decisions instead. So I gave it some screenshot, and for data analysis it was quite easy. Gave it some scarcity and utility. Dragon Chasm, utility 8, red crystal price is 4,000. Scarcity is high, so the 2 high scarcity items were the Battle Scar optional pack. Well, you can argue it's medium, and the Dragon Chasm score, as well as the Divine Weapon component. So these are high scarcity, but the utility 8 was for Dragon Chasm and Battle Scars. You get a 16.6% overlay, or not overlay, markup with respect to the 8,000 diamond fair price. So it's a bit more expensive to go all in and purchase red crystals to get the Dragon Chasm score. Now, if you get 3,100 diamonds, then you just need to purchase 900 more red crystals in exchange for some diamonds. And you may argue that in that case you spend all of it on a Dragon Chasm score. That's a reasonable strategy and you don't have to worry about the rest. Now, Battle Scar optional pack. Currently the scarcity is high for the item, but not for the Battle Scar, because if you have treasure hunt permits, you can unlock the dragon hunting ground for 300 diamonds, and then you can YOLO in with all your treasure hunt permits and you get a lot more. It's not high scarcity for the item, for the unlock, it's high scarcity for the pack. Unlikely it's gonna be a Vidomino item, but if it is, you know, you hoard it for May and you gamble on it, who knows. But most likely it's not gonna be the case that you'll be able to multiply this. Either way, I gave it a fair price of 3,000 diamonds because it can buy you 30 treasure hunt permits. And with respect to that, the discount is 6.7%. These are the top items. Why am I saying that divination vouchers have a utility of 7? Am I out of my mind or not? I'm saying this because you need 3,000 to 4,000 divination vouchers, rather 4,000 once the new tarot system comes online. So every little helps. That's why. But it's kind of expensive at the moment because you can get divination vouchers for 1,000 diamonds and there is a markup on it. So you get it for more expensive. There are battle deals out here and it's not that scarce. The scarcity of divination vouchers is kind of low. Now, Red Holy Emblem is super cheap, 55.6% discount with respect to the original 2,100 diamond price. Because an orange Holy Emblem used to cost 1,400, a red one 2,100. The issue is that no one ever buys these anymore. If you have a new account that has no red emblems, maybe you consider it. But if you have a mature account, every single time you play the emblem chart week, you get 15 of these chests for free. And you don't need this anymore. That's why only for new accounts. Divine Weapon component, you know, that's the statue. Nothing special. Quite expensive. I would not go for it. Not advice, but I would not go for it. Because it's... Maybe you're better off even with Astro Silver, who knows. Talking about Astro Silver, it's expensive. Assuming that the average price you get Astro Silver for is 1,000 diamonds. You can get it for 500, 750,000, 1,200, 1,500, and then for the regular price, 1,760, I think. Now, prestigious artifact component chest H. There is some advantage in this, 22.2 seconds discount with respect to the artifact essence price of 9,000 diamonds. Now, Divine Herald chest 3 and token A, token B, it's mostly the same story, with the exception that some are more expensive. Oh, that's why it recommended the token A, because that was the cheapest one. Now I understand, it's not hallucination. And then you see that the discounts decrease with age. No, actually discounts increase with age, so the older is cheaper, the newer is more expensive. I would not buy tokens in events in general, because there are so many other ways to get them in relatively reasonable price, and the opportunity cost of buying these and accepting this low discount is huge. For example, there is this Heaven Icebreaker pack. I mean, you can argue that this utility is not 4, but like 3 or 2, because maybe you don't need Angelic Alliance at this stage at all. But an Icebreaking pack is 6 components, so I couldn't help but write 54,000 diamonds value, and the discount is huge. I mean, it's worth considering, but at this stage Angelic Alliance is not the artifact that you go for. So despite the huge discount, I would most likely rather consider the top 2 items in some way or form, and then start chopping downwards based on preference, based on priority. But I'm not seeing anything that is that interesting, so it may be just a battle scar all in on some level, and we may not go down here. Now, talking about other things, Dreamcatcher is super expensive, even if I give it a fair price of 550 per 10. But the story doesn't end here, because there is also a limited time cumulative spending event, where you can argue that you get 50% overlay on the diamond spent. So if you'll win with 10,500 diamonds for the 4,000 or 3,500 extra red crystals, or 4,500, I'm not even sure, I think 4,500, yeah, 4,500. In that case, you can expect that you get 5,000 diamonds of value elsewhere, and if you calculate that extra value in that case, everything except Dreamcatchers are gonna be discounted. And here you can see the discounts on the right hand side. So everything is somewhat discounted, but you're not getting exactly what you want, you're getting exactly what the limited time cumulative spending event gives you. And I mean, I can show you the limited time cumulative spending tiers by going to the limited time cumulative spending. Where are you? Here you are. So let's see. For example, these two, the 3000 tier also gives you H or E or F, or treasure hunt permit, or this one. Here you get divination vouchers, which is quite helpful. At this stage I started collecting the universal hero tokens, because on the left hand side, how many do I have? 53 at the moment, and I just cannot spend them anymore. Why? Because there are also orange emblems and the new restricted emblems to develop. Here you take the left hand side most likely to max out your Union Tarot cards, and the sweet spot is 50,000. Now you may argue that you go all into 130,000, but to spend 40,000 and just get 8,000 back for this Chasm core, I mean, unless you compete to get there first, it's 50,000 is more optimized. And also 90,000, this is just one chest, prestigious H. So this is the idea at the moment. Alright, now you know what to get, why to get it, and hopefully you can take good decisions.